From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us on this Saturday. I'm Alina Hauter. The search for a missing woman out of Missoula continues, with billboards going up statewide to get the word out. Ava Mason Prather was last seen on December 30th. Her friends and family are desperately searching far and wide to locate her. Our Kelsey Boggs spoke with loved ones about the search and how Billings residents can assist.
Electronic billboards like these are all over Billings, typically advertising for businesses. But now they're being utilized for a greater cause, aiding in the search for the missing Missoula woman.
There's just so much love inside of her.
Kind, compassionate, and full of love. Just a few ways friends describe Eva Mason Prather.
You can just see it in the way that she talks about her kids or interacts with her kids or talks to your kids or anything like that.
But the wife and mother of two recently vanished.
It's been a little while at this point, and we're still so hopeful. We're still looking.
According to the City of Missoula Police Department, on December 30th, Eva left her Missoula home without her wallet or keys. It is believed she was not dressed appropriately for the weather.
We have no way of knowing what Eva was thinking. Rational thought is not something that occurs in those scenarios.
3 weeks later, as storms have come and gone, family and friends are still looking, expanding their search parameters across the region.
The search has gone so far beyond Montana. The things that people have said, they've printed their own flyers when they're driving to Idaho and posting them up in places. And there's so much to be said for all of that.
Katie Neske has known Eva and her husband Dave for more than a decade. She's now working tirelessly to find Eva, along with hundreds of others.
Dave's father, Paul, his wife was in advertising. They're in Tennessee. And so Lamar is who she reached out to and just kind of explained to them what was happening. And they were just like, of course.
Lamar is a national billboard advertisement company. Its Montana team recently donated free advertising space for Eva's search efforts. Digital photos of Eva's missing persons flyer were put up across the state, including here in Billings.
They're all over the state, right? They're all over. And it's really hopeful to just see that and to know that all of the communities are being made aware of this.
They hope that the billboards will remind community members to be on the lookout for Eva, something the Montana Department of Justice applauds.
It's hard to know if somebody's missing when you pass them on a street corner. So if you can familiarize yourself a little bit with what we're looking for, that might be of assistance.
If you have any information that could assist in the investigation, please contact the Missoula Police Department.
The more that we can make folks aware of it, the more eyes we have out in the field to assist.
We are here, we are looking, and we want to find her. Just keep her front of mind, keep thinking about her, keep looking for her.
In Billings, Kelsey Boggs, MTN News.
Lewistown, Montana is now a major destination for outdoor activity for the rest of our state and even those beyond its borders. That's thanks to an ice rink put together out of love by a group of volunteers nearly 15 years ago. Our Marcus Kokova took a 2-hour drive to get a first-hand look at the small-town culture surrounding the Lewistown ice rink.
Positively Montana is sponsored by Yellowstone Valley Electric Cooperative.
I'm here in Lewistown, and we're talking about
ice hockey!
Well, what we're doing here today is telling a story about an ice rink in a small town.
Winter attraction that's revitalized the once quiet community of Lewistown for nearly 15 years.
I see those lights on. I know there's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a party, and it really makes me happy to come here and see the kids and hear them. It's a joyful sound.
Look at that, Mom and Dad. You're right. There are still things to do outside.
What I love most about hockey is the community that we do it in. We like Lewistown hockey because our team is very supportive.
My favorite part of Lewistown hockey is getting into a social environment with nice people.
Best of all, you can use this space for the low price of completely free.
I always tell people when they ask me, when does the rink open? I can say, same hours as the swing set over there.
This kind of experience is something Lewistown Parks and Rec says is unique to small towns.
Small towns just have this uncanny knack of being able to draw people together.
The rink symbolizes the love of the volunteers who not only keep it running, but hammer in hand pieced it together.
Everything you see out here is 100% donated and volunteer labor.
Coming home with a Zamboni that was sitting on cinder blocks and a pile of boards that were half rotten, but we've got people here that brought it back to life.
They've learned how to make ice. They've learned how to run a chiller. They've learned how to maintain and run a Zamboni.
Efforts not in vain, with benefits stretching beyond the bounds of simple fun.
Obviously, to win this game, you got to learn teamwork, and there's a lot of teamwork that's gone into this whole rink. You quickly find out that you have a lot more success if you pass the puck.
Lessons that will continue across generations.
You get to see some of the youth players who are graduating, getting old enough to play in the adult tournaments, and they're out there playing with their parents.
So we're going to start seeing a second generation of youth playing, and they're going to be so much better than their folks when they started skating 15 years ago. It'd be interesting to see, and I'm looking forward to seeing it, even though I'll be in my rocking chair and by a fire watching.
Hockey's the best.
Marcus Kakova, MTN News.
And good Saturday evening, everyone. Taking a look around this treasure state right now, we have some high clouds moving overhead, but the warmest day that we have had in about a week to 10 days. Some places it's been 2 weeks since we've been this mild. There is a little bit of precipitation, though, in far western Montana. Some areas of snow, rain, and freezing rain, unfortunately, is in the forecast there, but not for Billings specifically. And look where we were temperature-wise. It was still below average this morning. We dropped down to 9 degrees, but with the clouds overhead, it started to rise. And look at that, 42 degrees this afternoon. The first time we've been above freezing for 10 days, and we were 6 degrees warmer than average. No snow right now, but there are other chances for precipitation. I'll have a complete 7-day forecast with other changes coming up in just a few minutes.
If you're looking for a new place to play and get out of the snow and cold, head to West Park Promenade, where a new glow-in-the-dark mini golf course has opened in the old mall, lighting up new possibilities for winter fun. Our Isabel Sparts gives us a tour.
A new family fun business has opened up this week, giving people a chance to beat the cold, all while glowing in the dark.
Recent record-freezing temps have had many of us hibernating indoors this week, and if you've been looking for something to pass the time, the opening of Let's Glow Putt is a bright idea.
Did you have fun? Yeah, this is my first time.
Alex Blair and her husband Bo got the idea for the business during a trip to a similar glow putt in Arizona last year.
Our family loves to go try new things all the time. It wasn't quite as cool as this, but it had some colored curbing, and the idea kind of just took off from there.
Within 6 months, they decided to open Billings' first of its kind interactive 3D blacklight mini golf course. And within 1 week, the Blair family has swung into success.
I love it. It's been a lot of hard work. The last few months have been kind of a grind, but to see it all come to fruition and how many smiles are on all the kids' faces and parents, it's been pretty cool.
We have 18 holes. It's pirate themed. The pirates kind of go through into an underwater world, and then they're trying to find the treasure. So you end up being with all the animals in the jungle. Everything lights up and glows. It's a pretty fun course.
And the Blairs also added their own little touches around the course.
My favorite feature about this is probably that we have a bunch of hidden names in it, and it feels really special to have like all of our family's names in it, and I feel like it's a really fun scavenger hunt. Here it says Riley's Food Cart, which is my name.
Fun not only for the Blairs' two kids, Riley and Webb.
They're going to be professionals by the end of this year.
But for all, a new place to play in Billings.
It's like my mind's blown, because in 3D, it's like 3D was so cool.
A hole-in-one for the community.
Yeah!
In Billings, Isabel Sparts, MTN News.
One of the state's largest swim meets is this weekend here in Billings. Our Alec Bothinger caught up with one of the organizers to discuss its growth.
The Rubber Duck Open swimming meet has grown exponentially since its inception in 2021, registering nearly 300 swimmers this year, which is more than double the inaugural event.
Part of it, I think, is the weather. Part of it is the way that the holidays fell this year, so it was really difficult to schedule meets. Competition water is very difficult to come by in our region, so when folks have an opportunity to come and compete, they're going to come.
The meet features youngsters all the way through high school, and team members of the local YMCA have adopted the meet's name to track their progress throughout the day.
We do heat prizes, and the first year that we did it, we thought, let's do something that's not candy. So we started with little rubber ducks, and the kids were in love with it and thought it was the coolest thing ever, and so it's just built from there. So now we just kind of ran with the theme, and now it's the Rubber Duck Open.
Wyatt says the only thing keeping the Rubber Duck Open from growing even bigger is having a facility to host it. Regardless, a busy weekend on the campus of MSUB. In Billings, Alec Boffinger, MTN Sports.
Still to come on the MTN 530 News here on Q2. Despite the low unemployment rate, some Americans still struggle. Up next, find out how one organization is helping not only find jobs, but making sure they're the right fit.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 530 News.
In a job market boasting low unemployment rates, there's a silent struggle facing a group often overlooked in the pursuit of employment. Despite the positive trends, individuals grappling with mental illnesses encounter barriers hindering job acquisition and professional growth. In tonight's America Forward report, Matt Pearl introduces us to an organization dedicated to breaking down barriers and fostering advancement.
Above them is construction, making noise over the rooms in the church where they rent. But inside those rooms,
hey everybody,
the work must begin. The work of achieving work.
This is a free space. It is an open space.
The first unit of the day is underway at Clubhouse Atlanta. Each member who sits with the staff has a clinically diagnosed mental illness. When they come here, it's to build the skills to sustain a job.
And read the question.
Okay, what hobbies would I love to try?
Randy Olden has worked off and on for decades.
I think I need kind of more of a challenge right now.
Through tinnitus, migraines, and schizoaffective disorder.
I don't want to lay in my bed and sink into my bed and just do nothing all day.
The second unit is culinary.
Okay.
Natasha Huggins-Cupid is the employment specialist for an organization that's in 34 countries and has reached tens of thousands.
That's a good idea.
How's it going over there, Chris?
They boast that their method, dividing days into skill-building blocks, is abnormally effective in aiding employment.
You are busy, you know process, you know procedure, you're following through, you accomplish something at the end of your shift. If you can do that consistently, you're actually practicing to go into the real work world.
Just after noon is lunch. Jasmine Lynn doesn't say much. She hasn't all day.
The last job I had was probably 6 months ago.
And when she applies for jobs, she rarely reveals her diagnosis.
I haven't really found a safe space for that. And I've had the experience where I may have overshared before, and that's affected my job situation. So I have to be careful. You just have to be careful.
It's the same outlook shared across a survey published this year by Boston Consulting Group. They found employees with disabilities significantly underdisclosed to their employers, and employers vastly underestimate how many employees have disabilities.
It's a way of saying, I need a break.
Clubhouse partners with companies on positions for members with a twist.
I will train with the business. I will turn around and train the member, and then the member will do the job. If the member cannot make it for any reason, I step in. If I'm not available, another staff member will step in. So that's guaranteed coverage. Nobody else can offer that.
What they offer on this day is an afternoon session devoted to emotions. It's an invitation to talk or not talk.
This is a judgment-free zone.
Is that a difficult thing to find?
Yes, because, you know, we have a lot of stigmatizing words.
Clubhouse Atlanta is a few years old but growing fast. They'll soon outgrow their rented rooms at the church.
Open doors for other people.
But for now, the members who fill those rooms, with construction ongoing overhead, do so with intention and belief that the method that has worked for others will lift them too.
Life's a struggle. It is for everyone. So now that's why I'm here, just taking it day by day, you know.
So part of me putting my mental health first.
Coming here.
Coming here, yes.
In Atlanta, I'm Matt Pearl.